It's Allegra from SonyRumors.net, and we're here today to talk about digital photo frames, specifically the DPF-D1020. In today's video, we will be highlighting some of the features that make this digital photo frame unique. If you haven't seen our video unboxing yet, just click on this video here to check it out. Now I'll be handing you guys over to Sarab, our site's creator, who will guide you through this video overview.
Alright everybody, so you're going to see that I have my Sony DPF-D1020 here and sitting on the mantle, and it's hooked up, and again, as we've discussed, this is the 10.2 inch screen, and you can see that you can have pictures absolutely take up the entire width of the picture frame itself, so from corner to corner you can absolutely utilize it. But there are lots of little features within this that previous models, again I have a 7-inch version myself, didn't have. So right now we're gonna just go over a few of those, and it's gonna start out with just some really simple things like I'm gonna bring up my menu, and you're gonna notice that within, let's say, our slideshow settings, you're gonna have your interval options right over here. So you're gonna have 3 seconds, 7, 20, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, and so on and so forth. So there's a few different options there for when it's going through your pictures. Video duration as well. Do you want it to just play a little bit of the video, or do you want it to play the entire video itself? Effects are just going to be when it's going between pictures or video. Do you want it to fade? Do you want it to wipe? Do you want it to have vertical or horizontal blinds when it does that? Shuffle, do you want it to go from just the very beginning of how you imported your photos in, or do you want it to skip around? Color mode just adds things like sepia to it. And let's go back, whoops, bring that up one more time. And last but not least, display mode, either fit to screen or entire image. Now personally I have mine set to fit to screen, but if you have an entire image, basically it no longer will stretch the pictures. However, seeing how the resolution for this unit is 800 by 480, really, even if pictures are in a 4:3 and it's splitting it almost into this widescreen 16:9 look, you're not stretching it that much where you can really notice the difference, again, especially due to the resolution of these photo frames anyway. So if you don't if you don't want to have the black bars like me, I'd say just set it to fit to screen. Otherwise you can select entire image, and in this case again the photo just happens to be wide enough anyways, and so there's not a given issue with it. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is going to be just overall our settings screen right over here. As you're going to see, you're going to have your slideshow background music, where again you can import different kinds of music if you want, and it can play with your slideshow. But most importantly, one of the new features that I really like that previous ones only had a basic variation of is the auto power on and off. Previously you could set it to when you'd like it to turn on time-wise. So I'd like it to turn on 10 a.m. and turn off at night at, let's say, 1:15 a.m. or something like that, and you could get down to the exact minute. But now if you go under your auto power on and off, you actually have a few different options. Setup mode, simple, just kind of gives you that basic variation. Or if you go to time settings over here, you actually get a nice breakdown of exactly when you want it to turn off, and you can have different schedules for different days. So maybe your Monday, Wednesday, Friday is actually different than your Tuesday, Thursdays, and so you can go through this and enable when you want your frame to turn on and off exactly on those specific days. Again, in this case for me it's just the entire week. It turns on at 8 a.m. and turns off at 12 a.m. on itself, but you can actually adjust that exactly to your liking. And if I actually go to the setup method and change it from simple to advanced, and I go to my time settings, you'll actually notice that I get this really cool grid mode, and you can then even put in specific times during the day where it's on and it turns off at specific times and turns back on. Again, this is wonderful for if you know you're going to be at home at certain times or at your office at certain times and not there other times, but you'll be back within that same day. throughout the day you can actually tell when your frame should be on and when it should be off. So that's actually a really cool thing you can do with it. I'm just going to go back over to simple. Other noteworthy things is, let's see, if you are within the normal menu, so I'm just going to exit out of everything, and I'm just going to hit my view mode on my remote. Here again you have the option of entire image or fit to screen, or for those who want data with it, you can actually click on, for example, entire image with data, and it'll actually display the settings that it was taken with right on over here. So that is that right there for you. You can see, okay, what was, the f-stop, and what camera was it taken on, what was the original resolution. And I think actually this will give me the option right over here. I can also change from entire image. Yep, so there's entire image with me and Anthony Anderson at the Sony store open. Or we can go to fit to screen, and there is the entire image fitting to the screen itself. So that's one little thing to take note of. Now we're going to jump back over here again into our menu. Other little things you have is, for example, you now have tons of clock options that you can choose from. So whether you want a simple clock interface like this, whether you prefer something a little crazier, or again, really lots and lots of different options for you to choose from. Or another thing you can actually do as well is you can combine your clocks and calendars. And by the way, these are calendars as well, so you're not just limited to clocks. So hey, if you want a calendar right there, you can easily have that. But again, what's actually really cool that I like is if I go right over here, I can actually go up to my slideshow settings, and I can actually combine these views. So if I want my calendar and I want a picture, I can easily have them side by side with each other with no problem. Or if I want to, let's say, have my clock be on top of the picture, I can have that as well. Or another little interface is the calendar itself is almost really the star of the show here, and your picture itself is, with this one, it's at the bottom of it, I'm sorry, and then with the other one, calendar view right over here, your pictures are only going to actually appear in the background, and the calendar itself is going to be the primary focus of your screen. Or if you want to, for example, have multiple pictures on your screen, you can go to multi-image view right over here, and this will actually display multiple pictures right there for you. Or you can actually have a complete random view, so it just depends on which one really will come up for you. It'll just float between all the different options that we've gone through. And time view is another one that it just kind of goes between your different content for you, and it'll actually display the date of when that photo itself was also taken on as well. So again, those are some of the really noteworthy things. Beyond that, again, there's all the simple, some settings and your index modes, or you can view multiple photos within it, or all your few different clock modes that you have. And again, you guys can really go through and explore with that and see what you like. But ultimately, those are some of the key things that really kind of make this guy stand out and actually makes it a really nice guy to have around. And like I said before in our previous video, I happen to have my Sony logo turned on mine, but for those of you who feel like, hey, that's kind of buggy, or you don't want that there, keep in mind it's just a simple setting as well, and you can actually turn that off by, let me see, if I just bring up my menu. And there's also some editing, by the way, you can do, within it, but nothing too advanced. And I believe if I go to general settings, yep, Sony logo on or off, so you can absolutely turn that on or off. And this does full orientation for you as well. So if you have a bunch of photos that are in portrait, you can actually place the frame in portrait mode, and it will auto convert those photos for you in portrait mode without any kind of problem whatsoever. So again, this has been the Sony S-Frame DPF-D1020 for you guys, and again, if you guys have any questions, let us know.
Hey everybody, we hope you enjoyed watching our video overview. Remember that we love interacting with you, so feel free to drop a comment below, or check out our Facebook and Twitter pages. On behalf of my colleague Saram, I'm Allegra, and thanks for watching.